Yo, everybody, what's up? It's your boy Kyle Shutt here. Welcome back to The Highway. Thank you so much for tuning in. This week we have an awesome guest, Miss Emma Hoeflinger, from this rad band called Oginalii that I found out about because they're currently opening for All Them Witches. Their latest record, Pendulum, is awesome. Their earlier record, Cause and Affection, is great too. If you've never heard of Oginalii, everybody go check them out. They are fantastic. I have been sitting around twiddling my thumbs, probably drinking too many beers, waiting for The Sword to hit the road in late February and early March with Zombie. I'm so excited for that tour. West Coast, we're coming to get you. And after that, in April and May, we're headed out east with Clutch and Nate Bergman to just destroy everyone's faces. I missed rocking out so much. I am so glad to be back in the saddle. But until then, I talk. As always, if you like what you've been hearing on the show, go ahead and hit that like button and slap that subscribe tab. You can send me a Valentine or a box of chocolates. Love is in the air, y'all. You do whatever you got to do to make sure that you don't miss a single episode of this show. And if you want to go one step further, you can find us at patreon.com/thehighway. For a few bucks a month, you can get yourself a shout out on the show. You can get some online guitar lessons from me. You can even get a Kyle Shutt t-shirt and wear me home. Everything helps, and I sincerely appreciate every single one of you for listening and contributing. I'd also like to give a shout out to Idiot Box Effects, who makes the Wild Kyle, my signature distortion pedal, and trust me, it will tear your face off. Now, you know I smoke, you know I drink, I'm supposed to quit, but I can't. Let's do things my way. The Highway.
Hello, hello.
Hey, what's going on, Emma?
Hey, just, nursing a little bit of a hangover right now, but, we had to push my birthday back, so we had some people over and had some fun with some Roman candles, like you do.
Nice. Yeah, did you fire them at each other or just at the sky in anger?
No, I'm definitely one of those people. I'm like, yo, let's play tag with Roman candles.
Yes. I like hazing people like that. Like when you have one, like, has anybody got a light? And then they light it for you, and then you just stand there pointing it at them until they run.
Yes. And we like firecrackers in the house. Why were we doing that? I don't know. That's also a great way to wake somebody up. Just throw some firecrackers in there.
You get high from the sulfur fumes, right?
Is
that how that works? Yeah.
That's good stuff right there. That's the good stuff.
Well, thanks for coming on the show. You are my first guest of the new year. I took 2 weeks off because it seems like everybody else did.
Yeah, right? So, well, hell yeah. Woo!
Yeah, well, I do have to ask because I really enjoy your band, but I have no idea how to pronounce it. Is it Oginalii?
Yeah, killed it.
Okay, perfect. Awesome.
Oginalii,
my last name gets mispronounced very often. It took making a talk show and me saying it every week at people so now they actually know how to pronounce my name.
Is it shoot or shut?
It's Shutt.
Shut. Yeah, that's what I would figure.
Yeah. And yours, I just so I pronounce it right in the intro. Hoeflinger. Yeah. Hoeflinger. You got
it's an unfortunate one. I've carried that burden of being a Hoeflinger my entire life. So.
Yeah, it could be worse. It could be worse. You got to turn it around in your favor.
Yeah. No. Exactly. Yeah. It's the most German as German names come. So.
Well, where are you calling from today?
Nashville.
Oh, nice. I didn't know if y'all are based there or in the surrounding areas or whatever.
No, for sure. That's
Nashville. I love Nashville.
Dude,
yeah. How is it? It's changing a lot, just like Austin is. But yeah, how do you like it?
I mean, I love Nashville. Like everyone has their qualms about something. Sucks about every city. In the world, but there's also like a lot of good about every single city. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's just like, I love this city, and like there's a reason. Like I'm here 10 years ago. Holy shit! Yeah, I've been here for 10 years. From Georgia for like school and stuff, and I mean I never left. So that has to say something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you went to music school there, right?
Yeah, I went to Belmont. Well, yeah, I started as a vocal major for 2 years there. And then I was like, what the hell am I doing being a vocal major? And just like the weirdness of like hearing people like, I hit an F sharp in my my private lessons the other day, and I'm just like, dude, I literally could care less right now.
Fuck off. Yeah. I mean, don't. I mean, please forgive my ignorance, but what entails going to like voice school? I guess you know what I mean. Like what?
Do you mean like getting into it, or just like what do you do?
No, yeah. Like what do you do in there? I mean, just sing all day.
Oh yeah. So legit, you have to do like a secondary instrument, and so like I had to do piano, and then literally you study classically for like 2 years with like private lessons and stuff, but like you do pretty much everything else that everyone has to do. Like I had to do theory classes, like oral skills classes where you're like sight reading and doing the weird conducting, so everyone just looks like they're casting spells and saying like weird shit. Yeah, it's really hard, especially when you smoke weed, but you know,
that's why you got to keep smoking. You know what I mean? That way they just think that's how your voice sounds, you know?
Well, exactly. I was just like, I'm going to sing all these like low pieces. And so like, as soon as I come back, all those low notes are going to be nice and rich.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just a lot of singing and beating your head against the wall with theory. I don't like theory. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not, to each their own. I couldn't cut school no matter what, even if it was music. My life is music, but if you put it in test form, there's no fucking way I would last.
No.
But yeah, that gives me so much anxiety thinking about that. But I'm sure you like took away like a lot more than you realized. You know what I mean? Now that shit is just like in your bones, right?
Oh, dude. Well, even just like having good vocal technique, like is kind of like worth a lot, especially being on the road all the time. I'm like, yeah, I don't lose my voice, which is also just a weird thing that happens. Like, I've literally tried to lose my voice. Like, I get bronchitis every year. Like, I've never once, like, lost my voice completely.
Lucky. There was only one time I really, truly went, like, full Lindsay Lohan on tour. You know, where I was just like, hey, you guys.
Yep. Hey. Yep. Uh-huh.
Well, speaking of touring, yeah, what made you want to get in a van and tell the world to kiss your ass? Was there a moment, you know?
I mean, honestly... it's just, I love traveling. Traveling is like my heart and soul, and and then just the experience. Like, I love as lame as it sounds, just experiencing life in every single way, shape, or form. Yeah. Like, you know, like I'm one of those people, like, and I know it sounds dumb, but I'm like, no, like I want to know what it feels like to break a bone. I've never broken a bone in my life.
Me either.
Really?
Never.
Okay. And I do, like, I grew up skating. I had the worst falls of my life. I'm just like a walking bruise all the time that I'm like, I don't understand how I've never broken a bone. I'm like, I mean, I've gotten, you know, punched in the face in a mosh pit plenty of times, but thought I broke my nose, but still no broken bones. but no, it's just like, I love, traveling. It's just, it's in my bones. Like, literally, I grew up, as a missionary kid, but my parents moved us to Norway when I was 5, and we lived in Norway for 3 years. So nice. Like I got the bug then, and like my dad's a jazz fusion guitarist, so like he was always playing. Like I was just always around different people from all walks of life that can't even speak the same language as me. Like it's it's everything that goes with traveling and then playing music on top of it, which is just, I mean, that's just already in my bones. So
it's all it is. Touring is just traveling. It's 99%. Yeah. Getting from A to
exactly.
B. So that's the perfect
and
life
that's,
for that.
Exactly. And I mean, you know, it sounds, because, you know, we always have to save money. So it's just like touring is my those are my vacations. It's not work, you know, we're out there having it's work, but yeah.
It's hard ass work, but the rewards for doing it are like so much greater than the rewards for, you know, working hard at home at a job. Well, not that there's anything wrong with that.
No. Rather, I would shoot myself before I ever did that.
Yeah, totally.
Jesus.
Have you ever shot yourself? No, I'm just kidding.
Right? Okay. That is a good question. That's a very good question. But no. My dad has. He accidentally shot himself in the foot a couple months ago.
Dang.
That's a funny one. Yeah, he's an idiot.
How bad?
Odd. He grazed like the part of his foot. I was just like, Dad, just said, you just don't. But wait, where was I going with that?
Oh, traveling and just
Oh yeah.
Going all over the place.
No. Well, oh yeah, but no, even the shitty times, like on the road, even that, like, even it's not the rewards of it. You're like, it's just another like experience that I just get to put in the back and file away and laugh at later.
I love it. Time just stops for me when I hit the road. That's why I love it. I don't know. I feel like I just hit pause on life and I get to go just rage for however long, 2 to 6 weeks.
No, exactly. We were just out with All Them Witches for like the last 3 dates in December, and I was just like, we got back, and I was like, dude, that was only 3 days. Like that just felt almost like a year, but also a day as well. It's just a fever dream, and I love being in that place.
Hell yeah.
It's just constant stimulus, because I mean I'm ADD as all get out. If I don't have like things just like popping up all the time, then I can't.
Speaking of All Them Witches, one of my favorite bands, Ben McLeod, a friend of the show. He's been on before and everything, but I always love when he takes bands that I've never heard of under his wing, because they're always good. And that's how I found out about y'all, is because I saw him. He produced both your releases, right? The Cause and Affection and Pendulum. Yeah,
Pendulum. Oh yeah.
And, he's got a great ear for rad shit. And what's how did y'all meet up?
Literally, the after story is even more hilarious, but literally we got an email from him. He emailed us and was just like, yo, one of my friends just showed me you guys stuff, like you guys want to meet up and talk, like I'd love to like be a part of like any way on you guys' journey, basically. He's like, I've been recording blah blah blah, and I was like, I remember getting the email, we were on the road, and I like looked at everyone in the van, I was like, you guys, the guitar player from All Them Witches just emailed us. I was like, what the hell? Like, how? Like, I was also like, how did somebody show him us? Because, of course, all of us are self-deprecating. I'm like, who wants to listen to my band?
That's how it works.
What?
That's how this fucking shit happens.
God, it still blows my mind how much like that all crosses. But no, and then I ended up finding out one of my like homies from college, one of my good friends, he was out on the road with them doing sound, my buddy Grant, and then I found out that they were cousins, and I was like, wait, what? So just one of those weird things. I've known him all my life, and then all of a sudden Ben hits me up, and then I'm like, wait, you guys are related? Weird connections like that. But and I love those guys so much, and Ben has just been so awesome, just like having like coming out of my shell so much too, as like a musician in general, and challenging myself. Like some of the songs on Cause and Affection, I'll never forget. He was like, Emma, just have a dry vocal, and I've always been so insecure about having a super dry vocal, and then I heard it finally. I was like, holy shit, this man's right.
It's weird.
Yeah, this does
once
sound
you
way
go
better.
there, like you can't go back. I know exactly what you mean. Like doubling is just it's what you do out of insecurity, I guess, sometimes, and it sounds cool sometimes, but then, it gives you like a vibe to go off of, especially when you're just cutting vocals. But like now I'm like, dude, I want dry vocals all the time, as much as I can get it. Like what? That's a good lesson. You got to pay this forward too at some point, because I know I see great things in y'all's future. But it's always like, we took All Them Witches out when they were just getting started, and I just love showing them to the world. Ben's turned around and helped out bands like King Buffalo. I've tried to help out as many bands like American Sharks and Rickshaw Billy's Burger Patrol, and just it's the duty of bands that catch a break to reach back and like help their homies and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm much love to Ben for doing that,
dude. And I was literally just saying, like, the other day, I was just like, I think my main goal as like musician, band, anything, is literally, I was just saying, like, I want to get to the point where I can do exactly what Ben and so many other people have done for us, like, to somebody like back. That's like, I think my main goal. I don't give a shit about getting famous. Yeah, it is. Because like, and there's nothing better than that too, because you're actually stoked on someone's stuff. Like everyone gets something, and and that sounds bad, gets something out of it, but you know what I mean?
No,
like,
that's it's
we're
not about
all
the money or anything like that.
off.
It's the right thing to do.
it's being human.
Yeah.
Just be a goddamn human.
You want to shout out some Nashville bands? Anybody kicking around out there you think people need to know about?
Oh my God. Soot. They had to change their name from Soot to Lacquer, but or Lacquer to Soot. Sorry. I love them. Swellfellas here. They just moved from Maryland here. Shoot, damn. Now you're making me think right now. Who else do I love in Nashville? God, yeah, my brain's blanking right now.
Oh, hey, we got a couple out there. Everybody, go check out. What?
Yeah,
they're called Lacquer. No, they're called Soot now.
They're called Soot now.
Okay, yeah.
Soot.
And rad. Well, yeah, I love your records. They're very dynamic, which is kind of lacking in heavy music much of the time. And I really just love the length of your releases too. It's almost like you're kind of straddling that line between EP and LP. And
Yep.
I think that's kind of the wave of the future. Is that intentional, or do you just kind of like write until you feel like you have a good group of songs? And do you even think about the length or anything like that?
Yes and no, because I think everything should be treated like with its own not necessarily set of rules, but like its own lens for like whatever you're working on at the time. And like Cause and Affection, that was like a whirlwind. I like pretty much wrote all those songs in like 3 months.
Nice.
That just happened, and I was just like, holy shit, like this is it. But then there's we randomly threw Moon River at the end of Cause and Affection.
I thought that was beautiful,
dude. And that's one of my favorite song like melodies in the entire world. And that was literally like the reason it happened was guitar player Ryan and I recorded that on my phone on our front porch.
No way.
Yes, which is in that it was just a moment. Like I literally held the phone in the perfect place between the amp and then me singing, and that we were like, oh no, that's going on the record.
That's awesome.
Like that just happened, and then no, that's going on it. It's done now, But no, everything has like a somewhat concept. I always have like a working kind of like sentence that I work with. I try to do that anyways, and like you got to let the whatever album LP, like you have to let it be what it is and not try and force anything on it. So, and then Pendulum was shorter because of life in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
So
it's got some longer songs on there though. I mean, if you're asking a lot of people when you put a 9-minute song out there or whatever, so bookending it with like 3-minute songs. I love y'all's dynamic. I try not to compare bands to other bands, but it's almost like you'll have this like kind of PJ Harvey groove going on, and then it'll just like drop in with some like insanely devastating like riff at the end of it.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick. So your arrangements are kind of like all over the place. And is that another like a conscious thing, or is it, do you just kind of like you said, like let the song just become what it is and not think about arrangements? Do you even arrange anything?
Yeah, I mean, yes. Like one of my favorite songs off of Pendulum was Veils, and that one I was just like, I just think it's sick when the chorus only happens once.
Oh yeah, totally.
Or like, what is the chorus? And so definitely do think about arranging a lot, because it's like I just don't ever want to be bored when I'm listening to anything, and so no, it very much is conscious, like arrangement wise. It's like, does this need to happen again? Do we need that same length of a verse again? Like, does this song really call for it? Like, so no, 100% conscious, I would say. But again, it's just like, does this work for like the song,
Totally. I do try never to do the same thing twice in a song somehow. Or if you're going to do it for the same length, at least do something different with whatever you're playing or whatever,
Yep. And it's kind of, I always shoot myself in the foot. Haha, that's funny. Shout out, Dad. With that though, because like, I mean, I'm, as far as guitar goes, like I'm a self-taught like guitarist. So like I went to music school, but I also still don't know the fretboard like I should. So it's all by like ear and, oh, this sounds cool. But I always end up playing, writing stuff that I can't really play yet. No,
that's perfect. I was kind of the same way. Like I always tell people like I'm actually not that great of a guitar player. I just make the guitar do what I need it to do, you know, and sometimes that's some insane double tapping shit. Sometimes it's just, you know, some drone stuff. So, but yeah, I feel you. And also like what you said about playing with ear. Whenever I teach guitar lessons to people, I always try to like stress on them, like, it's all about like hand-ear coordination. Like, don't look at the guitar. Like, you're never going to create a relationship between your hand and your ear if you're sitting there looking at the fretboard. You know what I mean? Just take your eyes out of the equation.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, and that's because like Ryan, other guitar player, he's super like knows the fretboard like front and back, knows everything, can tell you like, oh, well, maybe we should play like I should play something in you know, this mode because we're in this key. So like our dynamic together is great because like sometimes I'll be playing something and he's like, Emma, you could like be playing that way easier if you just like mess with the fingering here. And I'm like, okay, Brian, it sounds different on this part of the fretboard. Okay,
and
man?
You're over there just smoking a joint like, whatever, man.
Yeah, you just don't get it. It's all about the tones, dude. But it does work out because like he has that headset, so we can check each other out. I'm like, just don't play a guitar part there. Like, just do noise. Like, don't think about the part you're playing. Just like do something.
Was it him and you that were the original two band members?
Technically just me.
Oh, okay.
Technically just me. Yeah, I mean, that's how, dude, being in a band is a wild thing. And you've got to find like what works, what doesn't work. You have people that leave and do their own thing. But Ryan's the longest standing one.
Nice. Besides
me. But yeah, no, he's definitely OG in a lot of ways. Yeah.
Is it a collaboration? Like, does everybody now that the band is like solidified? Is it like a full-on collaboration, or do you just kind of like come to? I guess there's no such thing as practice anymore. Sometimes like bands just do everything over the internet. But yeah, like,
right.
Is that kind of what happens? Like, all just like collab over the internet now?
Right. Oh wait, you mean like just like writing in general?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it like. We've been growing more into like doing just full-blown collaboration, but I definitely like most of the time will come to the table with like, here's a verse, here's a chorus, or like this is an idea I have, or like, you know, something with, because I think it's super important to have like melody or like some sort of like you know, words and stuff for people to latch onto to write with. Like you've got to create your own like attachment to a song, and I think having like at least like a solid base in some way gives everybody like what they need to put in their best foot forward.
Yeah. I asked because you have such non-traditional arrangements, and sometimes the song parts will just like crash into each other. You know, I just didn't know if that was kind of like, you know, well, yeah, but what if this song like just stopped doing what you were doing and it does this instead? You know?
Yes. Yeah, you just literally said every single that's every single Oginalii song there. Like, dude, what if we just did this in 5? And I'm like, I'm going to kill myself if I have to perform this live. I have to switch my pedals, play this guitar part, and sing in 5. Oh my God. Like,
that's an old Sabbath trick though. They would just bail on a song idea and just go in a totally different direction. I love that.
Yeah, it keeps you guessing, and then like you have, and you know, that's kind of like has always been my goal with like writing and playing music in general, is just like giving, you know, I love heavy music. I love riffs. Give me riffs forever in my entire life. I wish I could live in a Sun Model T cab for the rest of my life. But also like we're more than like just, you know, just that. You want to give people like everything. It's like we all come from so many different backgrounds and like what we like, and yeah. I don't even know if I said that eloquently.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, nothing matters. Nothing matters.
This is the highway. Everybody listening right now is high out of their minds. It's fine.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Any plans on a new record or anything like that? Anything cooking?
Yeah. We're definitely trying. I want to put it like it was a joke when I first said it to them, but I'm also like kind of serious. I'm like, I want to put out a 20 like track record, but like some of them I want like weird like 20-second this, or like, you know, like I just want to do something weird as hell. And we've got a bunch of songs we're working on. We're probably gonna be releasing 2 singles here that we're like pretty much finished up with. Yeah, we're just And this shit is so weird now. We just keep getting weirder.
Don't stop. Just keep making weirder. Left turns, and you'll always end up back where you started eventually, and then you can keep making left turns.
Yep.
Yeah. What about any tour plans come up? I know you came back from the last round with a bout of the Rona, but
yes, yep, yes, indeed. We all knew it was going to happen. I survived 2 years without getting it.
Yeah,
and it was my time. I had to pay my dues. Yeah, but I mean, everything's so weird, especially right now. It's just touch and go. It's like, yeah, we want to tour, but is it going to be worth it? Doing all this work again. But no, I'm trying to get out west here soon is my big plan, because we still haven't like gone super far out west.
You gotta go,
dude. I know, and I've never even been to California. I'm like, what?
Oh man.
I might never come back.
Speechless.
But
yeah. It's no, that's kind of our stronghold. It's from Vancouver down to San Diego and across. But it's just it's like shooting fish in a barrel. I love doing the West Coast. We're about to head out there in late February with that band Zombie, if you've heard them. But
yeah,
I'm so excited. You got to make it out west. Everyone out there would love you guys.
No, exactly. Yeah, I'm like, soon. It'll happen soon. But and there's just so much. There's a lot of good LA hardcore too. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I come from like my big brother and big sister both like got me into hardcore and punk at a very, very young age.
Hell
so
fucking yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm a punk at heart. Everybody thinks I'm this like stoner metal, like I don't know thing. I'm just like, but really, I just fucking just put on Leatherface and just let's get crazy. I don't know, like,
dude. Oh, you should have seen me last night. I was just like, I'm way too drunk out of my mind last night. I always go every single one of my birthdays. I always put on way too much Pantera, and I'm like, guys, no one understands what this is, And I'm like preaching, and everyone's just like, here's Emma doing this again every year.
That's kind of one of those things for me. Is like I'm 38, and I kind of missed the boat seeing a lot of my favorite bands when I was growing up, like I don't know, like in their prime and stuff like that. But growing up in West Texas, I did get to see Pantera, and that's one that was just like, I wish I could tell people like how fucking brutal it was. I thought I was gonna die in the pit, you know what I mean?
And it's amazing. It's one of the most amazing. Like, and dude, during quarantine and shit too, I was like, I just kept saying, I was like, I need to be in a mosh pit so bad. Like nobody like every single time I get back from a show, like, or I will never forget seeing Meshuggah live. And that was like that was one of my favorite moments in my entire life. But like you come back and like, there's a weight lifted off of you. And like, there's something about like the community. And that's what I got out of like being around like, the Atlanta hardcore scene and stuff. I was just like, all these people gives so many shits about this. Like you don't get to be in a room with that many people that give that many shits about being there.
Totally.
In a lot of the time. And like, if there's people look at like heavy music and whatever way they want that don't like it. And I'm like, you're just not happy then. Yeah, we may look like we're angry, but also like dudes in metal are like the nicest people I've ever met. They'll like be out there like literally like you think they're gonna eat your face off, and then after it they're like, oh hey, how's it going, man? Like
yeah,
like,
they're the ones that'll help you move,
yeah,
and shit,
exactly. They actually show up to help you move too. They don't just say that they're gonna help you and then bail the day it happens.
And they usually know where to get the good weed, you know what I mean?
Oh dude, always. And they'll just hand you a joint and you're like, thank you.
Love it.
Thank you.
Love it. I'm so excited to hit the road again. It was, it's obviously been a shitty couple of years for everybody, but we went out. I'm feeling optimistic. I mean, like the Sword went out with Primus during the whole Delta wave, and none of us got sick, and it was fine.
Dude,
and we were
hell
respectful,
yeah,
and it was great. So I'm really looking forward to what's coming. But yeah, it's just this is what we do. I love it. I couldn't imagine any other life.
No. I mean, oh my God, no. And like, also, there's nothing like road snacks. Like, dude, like, well, however, though, it is funny. I'm literally like a trucker with my snacks. Like, I can't eat. I've kind of been banned from eating things in the car because they smell so bad.
Oh my god!
Because like, dude, I'm a pork rind gal.
Well, I was gonna say, like, what do you eat, Funyuns or what? You know?
Yeah. Pork rinds and boiled peanuts. As soon as I can like get boiled peanuts somewhere, I'm like, oh hell yeah.
Well, you are from Georgia. That's yeah.
Oh, yep. I'm like, yeah, my fingers are gonna get pruny from all this salt. Hell yeah, let's go. Like, oh my god, I'm literally like candy. Like I've got like a Slim Jims like candy and like pork rinds. Like Jesus, and I'm 29 years old. Like my stomach is literally going to implode on itself at one point in my life.
You've got another couple of years before it catches up. You live your life.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll just keep taking Tums. That's why Tums are another form of candy for me. You just everyone's like, hey, where are the Tums? But you always have to have one of those.
Get the assorted fruit flavors. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't mess with the mint stuff. I'm like, no. This is candy, man.
Well, I really appreciate you coming on the show. Your band is great. I can't wait to see what else y'all make. I always ask my guests if they'd like to play a song. Is there any song of yours that you'd like for everyone to hear?
Ah, damn. That's a hard one.
You can play the longest one, the shortest one. I don't care. There's no rules in the show.
Right? Damn. I would... dude, this is so hard. I would say either Pendulum or Veils.
Cool.
One of those.
You mentioned Veils earlier, and you said that was one of your favorites. Let's do Veils.
Dude. Yeah, that's just one of my favorites. 100%.
Awesome. Well, you stay safe. Take care of that hangover, and
hell yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate you,
dude. No, thank you, man. Cheers.
Absolutely. Whenever let's see. I don't know when we're rolling through there again, but you've got my number. Hit me up anytime, and let's party.
First the ceiling, now the floor. Took flight while the fire grows up the walls. It's fate to chase the living in hopes that we like the ending. You fell instead of breathing, choked up on all the pretending. Helplessness can be self-serving. You like the gag for your screaming. Your head turns, feet stand still. Your head turns, feet stand still. Your head turns. Don't always have some lesson. Subconscious loves it's deceiving. You're still walking, just keep walking. Hands are open for the retrieval. You kill to do the killing. Always kiss your foes before leaving. Those small holes are always growing, but there is light in their greeting. Where did you go? Breaking the circle. Eyes felt so small until you broke off their frame. How did it feel? How did it feel? Peeling off the veil. How did it feel? Peeling off the veil.
Thanks for tuning in to The Highway with Kyle Shutt. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe if you want to keep up with the latest episodes. And don't forget to check out the Highway with Kyle Shutt playlist on Spotify to keep up with all the rad tunes that we play on the program. And if you need some new gear in your life, don't forget to check out Reverend Guitars, Railhammer Pickups, Idiot Box Effects, and Ray Decker Cables. Stay high, everybody. We'll see you next week.